we need information and we need it fast. There's a man here in Cruz Bazaar, a Turk named Atug Baragazi. He owns a small soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Kazve? Sezve? I don't know. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. Do you think he would know something about green winters? When I discovered Monica's renewed association with green winters, I contacted Atug. Altug? Anyway. One of his people has been keeping tabs on winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. Yeah, I think I'll pay him a visit. Yes, tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Yay, 5 karma. Alrighty. So, in keeping with basically every BioWare game ever made, even though this isn't a BioWare game, this is kind of our talking hub between story missions. So, you can kind of go around and talk to everybody and kind of learn a little bit about them, and I really like that. I kind of missed it in the first not Dragonfall, in the first Shadowrun Returns. You didn't really get to learn much about the people that you were with, but I like that they kind of brought it back in this module. Farouk, Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? No, not yet. Then please continue working. We need to find that man. I don't know if I'll actually get to talk with them and learn much before I do something. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that if the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there's still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Farouk, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and I've got a fallen comrade to drink to. To Monica, Prost. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear. As you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel, the taste of sweet corn and walnuts, with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig and then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Farouk. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Why do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years, successful years at that. This leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. So you kind of get to build your reputation with these conversations, like your story. So, a run went bad and my team paid the price. Went bad, huh? Like the run we just came back from went bad? Worse. I was the only survivor. That's rough, friend. How did it happen? We were double-crossed. The run went off without a hitch, but instead of paying us, our client decided to set up an ambush. Miserable bastard. Alright, if what you're telling me is true, how'd you walk out alive? My team fought like hell and we took the ambushers down, but we all got shot up, and I was the only one who survived. Yeah. Sorry to hear. Sounds like it was a glorious fight, though. So after all this went down, you decided to bail out of the Ruhrplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? There was a bit more to it than that, but yeah. So you came on back to Berlin and to Monica. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. You always this inquisitive? Yeah, I suppose. My life's an open book, so I guess I just sort of figure that everyone else's will be too. So how about it? Want to fill me in? We were just friends, I think. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I'd ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. And for what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Nice. As you start towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned into a full-blown howl, wouldn't stop. Kept. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Yeah. I'm nice to animals, I can't help it. Dante takes the treat in his mouth, but it's clear he has no appetite for it, and the jerky drops to the floor. He leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Farouk. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altug, mein Freund. Good. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. Now I think we should all take a moment. For Monica. Oh, wait. Yeah, we don't have anything. Oh, well. Iger glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader. You're wrong about me, Iger, and I intend to prove that to you. Best of luck with that, Farouk. Now please leave me alone. Alright, but make it quick. Not right now, we don't. Don't push this on me, Farouk. One of these days, we're going to hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to push her. Glory is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware from head to toe. She looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation, all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Farouk, Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cold and placid as always. Can I help you? Any thoughts on what we should do next? Find our missing client, extract some answers. Beyond that, find another Decker. Monica won't be easy to replace. Best start looking now. Well, don't worry about me. I'm solid. You look like you look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you when it counts. Right now, it doesn't. I'm not big on sharing sport. Personal reasons. You understand, I'm sure. The edge in her voice tells you that she's not interested in continuing this conversation. Of course, we all have our secrets. Oh, I've never noticed this room. I think this is just the bunk. Yeah. But yeah, I really like the way that this game is, especially this module. It's really story driven. I've played a lot of like the modules and like the player driven content. Some of them are really good. Some of them are just basically combat simulators. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen tri-D screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German, which I'm not going to attempt. Welcome to the data heaven. Can I help you with something? Anything and everything. Need a new deck? Some software perhaps? I'm your girl. Or maybe you're a rigger like I am. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two. Yeah. We're not going to need any of this. So this is probably pretty much the only time we're going to talk to her, I think. So here's the coffee shop. But this area is actually pretty large, and there's a lot of little odds and ends that you can Donations for the soup kitchen have slowed, Samuel. Sigh, I'm not surprised. Altruism often comes with an expiration date. Samuel Beckenbauer. At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Gutentag Elf, can I help you with something? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it you run a charity of some sort? Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as? Give me some Anyway. He clears his throat, then begins to count off his fingers. In the past several years, I have established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the cruise bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it is a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the cruise bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear that she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you a good day. I don't wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. 15 assorted orcs and trolls. Yeah. That's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it's true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. I hire only goblinoids because mainstream human society has treated a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orcs and trolls of the cruise bazaar deserve a workplace where they can be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away, regardless of that person's metatype, even humans. The most privileged of all races are welcomed at our door. Isn't that what's most important? Uh, uh, yeah, he's doing a good job. Thank you for saying so. Now, is there something else that you can talk about? Yes, of course, we're actually desperate for them, truth be told. People seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are in providing for the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. As poverty rates increase, so does the crime rate. Assisting the needy increases the quality of life for all. In any event, our shelter has some basic needs that desperately need to be filled. The walls of the shelter are not insulated, and new blankets would go a long way toward keeping... yeah, I'll give it to him. This is incredibly generous, thank you. With this donation, we have reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your assistance. It will put your contribution to work stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. Yeah. Alright. So, I think he's like a reoccurring thing that you can do, and it pays off later, I think. It's, like I said, it's been a good while. Lane. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. If you know Monica. Sure, I know Monica. You one of hers then? I'm Farouk. Good to meet you, Farouk. Name's Alexei Lane. What's your place in the cruise bazaar? No place really, just an old relic rusting away. Something happened to her on the run? And how'd you know? It was written all over your face. I had a feeling besides. Monica almost always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue, and now here you are in her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead. We lost her. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetic complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'm not actually for sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, I'm supposed to be going to the coffee shop, I know, but I think there's a lot of like little backstory kind of scattered around here that you get, and like I really want to get to that. I think it's important for the story. Warming herself by the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl that looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see them. 7 what? What do you care for? The captain's children. The Mother Superior said there are 7. She says I'm to be governess to the children. You notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual construct. I need the money to get back to them. Yeah. Story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp is very well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife and the children their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen the captain? Look, do you know Monica? Monica, is she one of the sisters at the Abbey? No, wait, Monica. Flicker of recognition fights through the haze in the young woman's eyes. Yes, Monica, she's good to me, brings me food to eat and tea to drink. Something happened. Despite the woman's persistent delirium, she seems to glean meaning from your tone. She died? I'm sorry she did. The girl grips her